All right, so guys, this is number 16 out of the review, and it says the data represents the time in minutes spent reading a political blog in a day. Construct a frequency distribution using 5 classes. Okay, so the first thing I need to know, we're going to have 5 classes. In the table include the midpoints, relative frequencies, and cumulative frequencies. Which class has the greatest frequency and which has the least? Okay. So it says complete the table starting with the lowest class limit. Okay, so guys, first thing I'm going to do, pulling up my notes, this is from chapter 2, and it says constructing a frequency distribution from a data set. It says decide on the number of classes to include in the frequency. So we're using 5, so I know that's going to be the number of classes we're going to have. Number 2 says the way we're going to find the class width is we're going to determine the range of the data, and then we're going to divide the range by the number of classes. So let's first find the range. So the range here, I got to take my biggest number and my smallest number. So I know my smallest number appears to be 0, okay? And my biggest number looks like it's 39, okay? So we're going to say the range is going to be 39 minus 0, which is still 39, okay? And then we're going to divide this number by 5. So when I take 39 and divide it by 5, I'm going to get 7 point something, right? It doesn't matter what the point is. So guys, I know it's got to be close to, 7.8, 7.9. But my point though is whether I came up with 7.1 or whether I come up with 7.8, I'm going to round it up to 8 because it says round up to the next convenient number, okay? All right, so my class width is going to be 8, okay? This is going to be my class width, okay? Number 3 says to find the class limits, you can use the minimum data entry as the lower limit of the first class, and then to find the remaining lower limits, add the class width to the lower limit of the preceding class. Okay, so let me explain what that part means right here. I'm going to come back here. So I'm going to just start filling in. Remember, we're going to have 5 of these, right? So let's call this 1, and we'll do 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, we're going to put a 0 here because that's my first number. Since my class width is 8, what I'm going to start doing now is I'm going to start adding 8. So 8, 16, 24, 32, okay? So if this number here, let me get it in red so you can see what I'm talking about. If this number here is 8, the previous number would have been 7. And then because my class width is 8, I'm going to keep adding 8 to these numbers now. So this is 15. This is 23. This is 31. And this here should be 39. Okay. So here are my classes. Okay. So now what we're going to do, we're going to start counting. So let me get my eraser so I can clean up a little bit of this here. Okay, so I'm going to see how many do we have, how many numbers do we have are between 0 and 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this number here is going to be 4. How many numbers do I have that are going to be between 8 and 15? Let's see, 8 and 15. So I have a 12, that's 1. Let's see, 2 13s, that's 3. 14 and 15, that makes 5. So this number here should be 5, okay? Now I'm going to count how many numbers do I have between 16 and 23, okay? Between 16 and 23. So after we hit 15, I don't have any 16s, but between 16 and 23, I got 1, and I got 2, and I got 3, and I got 4. So this should be 4 here, okay? And then between 24 and 31, between 24 and 31, let's see, I have 1, 2, 1, 2, is that it? Looks like it's just those 2. And then between 32 and 39, let's see. Oh, I had did I get that 30? Between 24 and 31. I don't think I got this 30 yet, so let's make this a 3. Okay. Between 32 and 39, let's see. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we should have them all here, okay? All right. And one way I can double check, guys, this gets a little tedious, but one way I can double check is I can say, look, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. There should be a total of 20. If I add these numbers up, I should get 20. Let's see if we do or not. So let's see. The first two, that's going to give me, I'm just going to kind of do this on the side, 9. That's going to give me 7. And 9 and 7 is 16, and 4, yep, that's 20. Okay, so we got our numbers here. Okay, let's keep going. We're going to find the midpoint. So between 0 and 7, my midpoint, the way I find my midpoint, let's see, I should have it here too. No, I guess I didn't put it here. But let me see, I should be able to pull it up for you guys. Let's see if I can find the midpoint. Here we go. Here's the formula for my midpoint. It says I'm going to take the lower class limit and the upper class limit and divide them by 2. Okay, so let's do that. And come back here. The lower class and the upper class and divide by 2. So 0 plus 7 divided by 2, 3.5. Okay, so the first one here is 3.5. Okay, so let me just erase that so it looks a little bit neater. 3.5. Okay, remember my class width is 8, so I can keep adding 8 to this number to keep finding my midpoints. So this would be 11.5, 19.5, 8 and 19 should be something like 27.5, and this should be 35.5. Okay. Let's see, relative frequency. The relative frequency is going to be the frequency divided by the total. So this here, the first one is going to be 4 over 20. We're going to write that as a decimal. Let me get my calculator. So let me clear this out. 4 divided by 20 is, let me change it to a decimal, should be 0.2. There we go. Okay, so this is going to be 0.2. And then 5 over 20, I'm just going to keep doing this here. 5 divided by 20, make that into a decimal, 0.25. Okay, 4 divided by 20, we already did that, that's 0.2. This is also down here going to be 0.2, so now I got to do 3 divided by 20. 3 divided by 20, boom, convert that to a decimal, 0.15, excellent. Okay, and then my cumulative frequency. So remember my cumulative frequency, the first one is going to be whatever the frequency is. The next one is going to be when I add those two together. So 4 and 5 is 9, plus another 4 is 13, plus another 3 is 16, plus another 4 is 20. And so this is what my table, oops, I'm just going to try to clean this up for you guys a little bit. But this is what my table in general, this was 4, this was 5, that was 3.5. Sorry, I got a little messy. But anyway, this is what my table should look like, okay? So I hope this helps. If y'all got any questions, guys, let me know, okay? Happy to help any questions y'all have.